Welcome back. Over half of all women in Ireland will experience some degree of prolapse in their lifetime. But let's be honest, we don't talk about it. It's not an everyday thing that we talk about.
Right, well, we are today. Join us now to explain everything we need to know about women's and maybe men's pelvic health. Pelvic health specialist, physio Aoife Harvey. Good morning to you, Aoife.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
What is prolapse?
Well, prolapse is like a pelvic organ prolapse in the vagina. So it really affects a lot of women, and especially women who've given birth vaginally. So it can happen when you have a baby, but it might be milder and you might not have any symptoms. Some women will, but definitely as you age, things kind of, drop in our body with age, and our prolapse can get a little bit worse. I brought my little chicken here just to demonstrate. Yeah. It's a hard thing to draw and explain. So when a prolapse starts to drop and gets a little bit worse, it kind of starts to bulge down out of the body. So that would be quite a high grade, like a stage 3 or 4 prolapse, where it starts to come out. When you're a little bit younger, if you've just had your babies, that bulge could be up higher and you may not feel it, but you might have symptoms, quiet symptoms.
So what organs are prolapsing?
There's 3 possible, and they can all happen. One is the uterus of the woman that can start to drop down her vagina. So the cervix kind of starts coming closer and closer to the entrance. The other is the bladder. So your bladder can start to drop in, and that could give you symptoms of leaking, or you can't go to the toilet, or you feel like you need to go to the toilet all the time. And then it can be your rectum kind of falls forward, and that could give you constipation, or feeling like you can't get all your poop out, or like there's a bit of a lump or a tampon sensation in there.
Okay. Right. Sorry, it's a lot going on.
Do each of those 3 different feel differently? When you're talking about symptoms there, what would be kind of key symptoms?
So the uterus can be more silent because it's up a little bit higher. Yeah. But if women are having intercourse, they may feel like the penis is kind of hitting off their cervix where it didn't before. Like it can't get up as high before, and they might feel like that winded feeling during intercourse that they didn't get before. Okay. Until the cervix is all the way at the entrance, was a big prolapse, they may not know they have a prolapse of their womb.
So there are various stages of prolapse then. It doesn't always have to be that you know that there's a bulge there.
Yeah, like a 1 and a 2 is inside the vagina, and then when you're starting getting 2 to 3 to 4, you're outside and you know it's there.
Okay, this is 1.34 million people in this country that are dealing with this. That's a lot of people that are dealing with it.
And we're still at a time where women leave the hospital without proper vaginal follow-up exams after they have babies in 2026 to even diagnose whether they have a prolapse. Women come into me every day, age 60, 65, saying, this happened yesterday. And I'm like, no, this happened 30 years ago, but now it's starting to drop.
So what should women be doing particularly, or what sort of service should be provided for women who give birth vaginally?
Oh, God, that is loaded. All women should get a vaginal exam.
Oh, really?
Imagine, Tommy, now, if you had a little cartilage tear, what kind of follow-up care would you get after that in your rugby days?
If I was playing rugby, I would get looked after, but I wouldn't now.
Would you not?
No.
If you went to the Santry and had a little scopy knee,
if I went to pay to go in and have a look at it,
OK, but publicly, when have you gone publicly for orthopedics?
Well, there's no point because it's a waste of time.
Yeah, true. But look, women are birthing babies, and it shouldn't be like it's maybe not a choice of what injuries are happening. It's not sporting. Women.
But what should be offered to them? So what should they?
In my mind, every woman should get at least 1 follow-up appointment after she's had a baby, especially vaginally. 1 follow-up.
Like after a week, after a couple of weeks?
Yeah, I would say about 3 months. So they get it. They get a follow-up with 6 weeks with their GP, but it's very much, how's the mental health? Do you want the pill? Like, there's not that much time, genuinely. And GPs aren't also expert gynecologists. So I think they should all get 1 physio follow-up appointment.
Okay, right. That's in a dream world. We're utopia and we're talking about a tax take going. Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Privately, look, people come to us privately all the time now for postnatal checks, but they seek us out. It's not just, they're listening to you guys and they're going, God, I must go and get a checkup with my physio.
A lot of people have private insurance. They could use that.
And Irish Life fully cover the costs now, so we're hoping the rest will follow, that they don't have to be out of pocket to do it.
So can I ask, an awful lot, you mentioned there, older women come to me and they're like, this just happened yesterday, and you're like, no, it happened years ago. Yeah. So it clearly affects you at many age ranges in your life. So if there's someone at home now, what symptoms should they be looking out for?
So a bulgy, tampon-y sensation in their vagina. So it won't be painful, right?
Okay.
But they're like, I feel a heaviness, like I know something's there. They may feel like they leak when they run or exercise. They may feel like when they go for a wee that it just doesn't fully empty, or that when they need to go for a wee, it's like immediate, like there's no time to wait, Like they're in the park, jump in a bush.
So this can happen to anyone with a vagina, I assume?
Yeah,
Yeah, like you don't have to have had children vaginally.
But vaginal deliveries are a much higher risk factor.
Absolutely.
BMI is a thing, and constipation. And I'm not ready for these, but constipation is massive. So if you're chronically constipated throughout your life, same with rectal prolapses, because Tommy's mad to talk about a rectal prolapse, right?
Well, no, because it is half of women develop prolapse,
yes,
but the percentage of men is very little, and it's
only
a rectal.
And that can happen in women too, Tommy. But we're talking about 3% of the population. So. But your rectum can start to come out of your body. That's very different.
Really?
And squeezing your pelvic floor is not going to fix that, you know.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But chronic constipation for all prolapses, no matter where they are, if you're straining on the toilet, that's why Tommy uses the footstool all the time since the last time we met.
I do, of course.
But,
knees high.
Spray going. But if you're straining on the toilet, and a lot of people are chronically constipated and they think constipation is just, I can't get my poops out. But if they're only going to the toilet once or twice a week, they're pushing and straining to evacuate, and that puts loads of pressure on your pelvic floor. So that alone can cause prolapse or make it worse over time.
Okay, so a lot of things that people naturally do, regardless of sex, these are all conditioning factors as to what's happening.
BMI, hate to say, is also one. A lot of weight around your belly, you know, puts pressure on the pelvis. So the more weight there is there, the kind of more pressure as you age, the whole pelvic floor area is feeling.
You have all these things. What's going on here?
These are pessaries. So firstly, when someone has a prolapse, what do? They come and see us as a physio, and we say, let's start doing your pelvic floor, okay? If their pelvic floor muscles are weak, we start working again. We did this a few months ago. You know all of this now. Strengthening up the muscles of their pelvic floor. If that's not enough...
And that's just squeezing.
Squeezing 3 times a day. We give them a little set program, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So that will work their muscles, and we hope that will form a better hammock of support underneath these organs. Yeah. If that's not enough, which it often isn't, we look at something like pessaries, okay? So this is like a cube pessary, and this is a ring pessary. There are lots of different types, and these go inside your vagina, okay? What they're going to do, and I hope this is a little bit there, okay? Put a little bit of lubricant on it, and it slots inside a woman's vagina, just like a bra. It's like a sports bra, right? And it literally just holds everything up. So it holds up the bladder and it holds up the womb, and it literally, like a sports bra, just holds everything. So they can exercise, they can lift, they can move, and when it's in there, you wouldn't even know it's there. You wouldn't even feel it.
How do you get it out?
You put your finger in, Tommy, and you pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like seconds.
If you were to be getting intimate.
Yeah, you can, with the ring, you can get intimate.
Okay,
yeah. Now, you might decide not to and whip it out first.
Right.
But like a lot of women are using moon cups now, so they're getting way better at putting their hand inside their vagina. Like, that's not a bad thing.
But how long can you leave that in for?
So you can leave that in for a year, but we advise to take it out once a month to clean it.
Okay, so these are actually solutions.
Yeah.
They are practical solutions
that
can make
I have women
better.
of all ages that will just use this for the rest of their life, and that means they don't need a surgery, and they can still lift the groceries and go weight training and lift their kids, and they literally have this internal support that just holds everything.
Where do you get one of these, and what do you call it?
It's called a ring pessary, that one. They're called pessaries, vaginal pessaries, and you get one from your gynecologist or a specialist physio.
Okay, and how are people finding them? Do you know, because obviously first when you start something new, it always feels different.
They get freaked out, Miriam.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, when they see it, I know. And then they're like, how is my vagina that wide? It absolutely is, okay, inside. When you put them in, when I put it in, they're like, oh my God, is it in already? And I'm like, yes, like seconds.
Yeah.
And then they stand up and they're like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, that's the point. So sometimes the thought of these things can freak people out, you know?
Okay.
We also have estrogen, right? The magic of vaginal estrogen, right? It's not going to cure your prolapse, but prolapses are much more common when women are post-menopause. They feel it more. So you give them back estrogen in their vagina, it plumps everything up, and their prolapse feels so much better.
And we're talking about prevention. You've got kiwis and you love a kiwi.
Avoiding constipation, 2 kiwis a day. Keep the skin on. We've run out of time.
Oh, no!
I'll have a bite the other one.
You want the other one,
You can
Tommy?
enjoy that
Can you
one.
eat it like with the skin on?
Cheers, Tommy. Cheers.
Do you know that feeling of nails out of chalkboard?
That's it all. Bit hairy.
January pooping.
Bit hairy.
Bit hairy. But that's all the goodness is.
It is.
So this is good for constipation. Also, before bed, melatonin. Is that what people are saying now?
And it's good for serotonin, and it's good for vitamin C. Great for your skin.
And you say you have to eat it with the skin on.
Have to. Get used to it.
Aoife, Harvey, thank you so much for that. There you have it.
And no kiwi went down her white top. We're very proud. Aoife Harvey, you're a legend. You can find Aoife online, of course. Alan, kiwi?
Why can't you get one of them from your doctor?
The Kiwis?
No, the rings.
Amazon.
Some...
No,
Not Amazon!
No, if it's so good, why can't you get it from your doctor?
Some GPs fit it, Alan, but there's quite a skill in measuring a woman's vagina and putting the right thing in that it doesn't fall out when she's on the way to the car. We're specialists.
Yeah.
We're specialists.
It can be very,
Just a question?
No, I love
it. Question?
Fair play.
Sorry.
Fair play.
Thank you, Aoife.
Thank you.
Kiwi time.